Right, guys. So I've done a check to see which HDMI port is actually supplying the video, and I'm surprised to say that it's not the USB-C to HDMI port. Instead, you see this does support 4K at 30 hertz, and this is the HDMI, and this is the Type C. So I actually stopped everything that I was doing because I wanted to find out which one was actually supplying the video. So I'm actually using the ADC, and this is RGB gaming mouse. I'm using also the VX4 premium wired controller, and I also have this mini keypad that's actually connected, but the yellow light just says it's not connected properly. But Samsung did specify that I actually need to go into the settings to set that up, but it is recognized in settings. The other thing I'm using is the Polaroid P1, and what this is, it's a Bluetooth speaker, and this is what's actually connected to my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, and I am doing cloud gaming, and this actually has the port for the 3.5 millimeter jack and a Type C for charging this. It's a portable speaker. This is a volume control. So this is where the sound is coming from. So basically, I'm still gaming. I just paused for a while because I'm using an iPhone to record this. It's on a tripod. The phone that all of this is coming off from is a Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. That's the 5. That's the mini keypad I just showed you. The 5 is actually connected to a dock at the back of the dock there. That's connected to the AOC gaming monitor, as I'm actually using this to play DEX. I'm using DEX on this, and I'm actually playing. Well, I was actually playing Fortnite, so I'm gonna go back into Fortnite. I'm doing Xbox Cloud Gaming. I actually have Xbox. I've got Xbox Game Pass. I've got the Ultimate. I was going to play Doom as well, just to play that one to see how it performs on streaming, especially if you're using the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. So the only reason I stopped is because I wanted to see. I actually had this Type C connected to the HDMI port on my AOC gaming monitor, and I wanted to find out if this was actually providing the video, and it's not. It's actually the HDMI cable. So I was wrong. I thought you could just connect the so I'm playing Team Rumble. This is Fortnite. I am using this. You see, all of this works. This is all working. This is all working with the VX4 premium wired controller. All of this, it's a wired controller. It's all connected to a dock. This is also a wired mouse, gaming mouse. It's connected to the dock. The only thing that's connected with a USB thing, like an adapter, is this dude here. But the yellow light just specifies that it's not connected properly. That's the only reason it's flashing yellow. It is working, because if it was not working, this would not be changing the color to green. It wouldn't go to this color. So it is connected. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is actually connected to a dock that supports a power delivery for 100 watts. The adapter that I'm actually using was for my Nothing Phone 2A, and that adapter is actually a 67 watt adapter. It's like a fast charging adapter. So basically, I just wanted to find out which one of the cables was actually supplying the video output, because I had both of them connected, and like I said yesterday, I was trying to get my JSOX dock to connect my Samsung. So this is the JSOX dock. This was actually bought from my Asus ROG Ally. As you can see, it's got two Type 3.0 ports, which are blue, two Type C ports. One supports power delivery, and the other one supports like video output. It's also got the Ethernet port and the HDMI port that supports 4K resolution. You can actually tell that it's still new because it's got the plastic, and that's a Type C cable up there. And this was for my Asus ROG Ally. So this is what I bought for about $40 on Amazon. And I tried my best to use this to connect the Samsung to the AOC gaming monitor, as you can see there, and it would not work. No matter what I tried, no matter what I tried to do, no matter how much I tried to get this to work, it simply would not function, it would not work. So I came to the point of actually thinking that maybe this was never going to work. So I actually tried this all night to get this to work. It would not work. So what happened this morning is I went out. I needed to do a bit of shopping. I've come back in the morning. I hardly slept last night trying to get this to work because I actually sold my Asus ROG Ally at CX for $200. I bought it for $300. I only lost $100, but you have to understand it was a used console. It was boxed and everything, just didn't have manuals. Didn't pass for grade A. I probably would have gone more than 200. But the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 was only being sold for $400. So I had to cover the rest, which was about an additional $200. And to be honest, the only reason the person had sold this, like I've specified so many times, is the very fact that he probably did not realize that all he had to do was change his SIM card, and that's basically it. If he had changed his SIM card, he probably would have had the phone updated to the latest OS version, and I'm pretty sure he probably did not realize this. Now, the reason why I keep saying he didn't realize this is because when I bought this phone, it actually came with nothing on it. It was just the phone, and the phone itself was just I don't know what word I can use. The phone, it's on its own, simply was a phone without a cable, without a charger, with nothing on it. So I'm simply saying that the phone came as it was. Oh, I'm not going into the blue, not even for the surprises, because probably would have been worth it. But I'm not that bothered with finding out what is there. Right. So basically, what I'm simply saying is that I think the owner could not update his phone. I've told you guys, all you've got to do is change the SIM card on your phone, and that should be the simple fix to actually fixing the update issue. Now, it's not that the phone itself doesn't work with the update. It's just that certain networks do not provide the update as yet. And I think if people understood that all you needed to do was to buy a SIM card, change the SIM card in your phone, and that's basically it, then you'd be able to then get this to be updated, and that's all that is required. So, my viewpoint on all of this is I do like to learn things, and I do like to tell other people on how I feel they should or they could improve on their own part of getting this update. Now, I'm saying this out because a lot of people don't actually say this. Come on. Ah, my aiming is so bad. Right. So a lot of people don't actually say this out because I think a lot of people wouldn't actually realize that all they needed to do from day one is simply, and I'm going to say this in the simplest terms, all you need to do is to buy a SIM card from a network that supports the update. That's all you've got to do. Buy a net if you're in a certain country and you know of the SIM card is being updated definitely in that country. Sorry, by a network in your country. Even though you don't like the network, I mean, you probably don't want to use that network. It's not about changing your network. What I'm saying is buy a SIM card. I think these days you can just buy a SIM card, buy the SIM card, and then basically all you've got to do is change. Sorry, let me get this thing. Yeah, I prefer these because they usually come as fives than the one you get in there. Right. So basically, what I'm saying to you guys is this. All I'm saying is that you can definitely update your phone just by changing the SD card. Sorry, by changing the network provider that you've got the SIM card actually. So you don't have to do this. I'm not saying you have to. It's not a must. It's not like, oh, if you don't do this, then that's the end of the story. You're never going to get it updated. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying that all you've got to do is change the SIM card for the purposes of updating your phone. Once your phone is fully updated to Android 15, utilizing UI, I think it's 7.1, then you can just simply take it out and you don't have to use it again. All right, I think someone's in there. I'm gonna wait to see if that person does come out. Right, so all you've got to do is simply, oh wow, there's a chest down here. All you've got to do is simply, wait, where's this person? All you've got to do, this is a simple thing. The guy was down there trying to get me. This guy is weird. Right, so all you've got to do is very simple. All you've got to do is find out in your country what network provider is bringing the Android 15 to your country, right? And all you got to do is buy the SIM card for that network provider that is definitely going to be supporting Android 15 and UI 7.1 on your Samsung Fold phone or your Samsung phone. That's basically it. Buy the SIM card if you can. I don't know if it's cheaper in your country. Buy that SIM card that does support that network, that does support the update. Put the SIM card in your phone, in your Samsung phone. Now all you have to do is go to the update, and that's it. Once you've got the update, that's all it takes. Once you've updated it, that's it. That's the end. You do not need to keep the SIM card in your phone after the update. Once it notices that the SIM card has changed to the network that actually provides the update, it will update the phone. Your Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, 4, 5, if those are supported for Android 15, will be updated to the latest Android 15 and UI 7.1 and UI. Right, and once you've got that, that's it. Then once you've got the update, all you've got, this guy, couldn't even see where he was. All you've got to do, once you've got the update, is you need to remove the SIM card and replace it with your original SIM card. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Once you've replaced it, that you don't need to use that SIM card again. You understand? Because now you have damn it, man. Once you've replaced the SIM card with your original, you know how Android works. They never go backwards. It's not like iPhone where you could just you don't like the update, you can go back to the older. I don't know if you can still do that with iPhone, but you cannot do it with Android. I'm pretty sure with Android, once you go forward with Android, that's basically the end of it. You cannot go I got them though. I got that. Oh no, someone else called me from the back, but I got that person. Listen, what I'm saying is Android doesn't go backwards. Android, once you go to 15, it doesn't go back to 14. It's not like iPhone. And the only way to get an Android to go back down to 15 is you definitely need. Yeah, I got this person. Oh no, that's my people. Right, let me get this thing. Right, I want the gold. That person got me before, then I got them back. Listen, what I'm saying is the only way to change an Android down from 14 from 15 down to 15, the only way that's ever going to happen. Yes, I got it twice. Oh damn, I had some help though. The only way that's going to happen is that if you use a software, especially from Samsung called Odin. What Odin does is it can be used to flash what they call custom ROMs and firmwares. You get your firmware from Sam Mobile. If you get your firmware from Sam Mobile, you should be able then to update. You should be then able to update your phone using Odin. You can actually put custom ROMs. Custom ROM is normally a firmware that is not an official firmware that will work with your phone as long as it is the right model number, and sometimes it's the right carrier. Some phones are locked to certain SIM cards, and then basically you are not able to then you're not able to then damn it, man, you are not able to then update your phone based on the fact that it would definitely require you having an unlocked phone so you could insert a different SIM card. So that's what normally happens. But what I'm simply saying is the factor that if you have, oh yeah, there the person is. If you have an unlocked Samsung phone, right, or what they call an unlocked OEM, that's like an unlocked bootloader. You should be able then to use a custom ROM, because Samsung does have this Knox system. I think it's a system that they used to use on the older Samsung phones. I don't know if they still use it, but certain phones on Samsung, if you do use a custom ROM, then if you have banking apps and everything like that, they wouldn't work properly. So that's what would happen. So that's what happens with Samsung most of the time. So what I'm trying to say is that you would actually be trying, you'd actually be trying, you'd be actually be trying to, I'm trying to think of the word. If you use the wrong model number of the phone, like let's say you've got a Samsung S22, for example, and then you want to use a firmware or a custom ROM that belongs to a S23, it may even what they call brick your device. Bricking is when your phone is stuck in a boot loop, like it won't start up properly. That normally means your firmware has been tampered with, and if you take it back to Samsung, most of the time they will deny fixing it because it means you've voided your warranty. They'll know that you've done something to it. The only way your phone can be stuck in a boot loop, it's like it's like Windows, like Windows never starting. Like it just shows the Samsung logo and it never starts up your phone. That's what breaking is. So I don't know if you understand what I mean. Because if you use the wrong firmware or custom ROM on your phone, you can break your device. Breaking means you're damaging your phone to the extent that you may not even be able to use it as a phone anymore. So it's just basically like, I don't know what the word can be. It's like you'll have a device that doesn't work as a phone. It won't work. It won't do anything. It won't function as a phone anymore. You won't be able to use it for phone calls. It'll just be going and saying Samsung. Some phones don't even start up. So that's why I'm saying, well, all of this is irrelevant to what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying the simplest way of doing this is just changing the SIM card. Rather than using Odin, flashing ROMs, custom ROMs, or flashing the wrong model number just because you didn't understand that, oh, this phone is from Europe. It's the same Samsung S22, but it may have been for a different type of phone. Samsung releases their own version of Snapdragon, and sometimes they release it with that octa-core thing, and it's not a Snapdragon. And then you think, well, it doesn't matter because it's still the Samsung S22. And then you use Odin, you flash your custom ROM or you flash your firmware, and you break your device. And then breaking just means it no longer functions for its intended purpose. It means that it will never start up again. You will need to take it back to Samsung, and you cannot take it back to them once your device is damaged. That's the problem, because they will know instantly that you did something. There's no way you can buy a phone and then from Samsung or from a shop, right? And then go back to them next day and say, oh, it's stuck in a boot loop. Oh, it won't start up. And they're looking at this phone and they're like, Because when shops sell you phones, they test them first. They know that the phone works. When they sell it to you, they know it's working, and they usually want you to see that it charges up, it's working. There's no problems with this phone, and then you make up an excuse and say, well, when I got it, I got home and it just did this thing. And yeah, fine. They may certain shops may accept that and say, fine, it happens. They will take the device, they will give it to someone who actually understands. Because in these shops, there's usually a tech expert or someone who understands phones much better than the owners or the people that work there. He's gonna take one look at the phone. He's gonna know that this is a custom ROM. This dude messed up his phone. And he's gonna tell him and say, nah, this isn't our issue. This dude did something to the phone. We know we tested this phone. And they'll be like, yeah, we tested the phone. We know it's working. So what happened to it? Oh, you must have changed the firmware. You see, these dudes understand what I'm talking about. They will know when I say firmware, they know, okay, that's changing the official system, the operating system of the phone. So you've messed up your own phone. And they may tell the bosses, they may not. Maybe they know how to fix it and say, oh, this is a knockoff. It's worthless, And this is an expensive phone. And the boss is like, oh, damn, it's a grand phone. It's like, yeah, it's gone. It can never be fixed. That dude did suicide. Yeah, that's weird. That's so strange. I'm not gonna stick around because definitely they want to come back and shoot me in the back. No, I think it was aimed at me, but it hit the. I don't know that those grenade things that explode and then they kind of bounce you off. That's what the person used, and I was like, "You're using it on yourself," but I don't think it was intentionally meant for themselves. I think it was meant for me, but the close proximity of where they threw it, obviously it just landed where they were. Right. So the reason why I keep talking about custom ROMs and flashing and using Odin is a software that's been there since the dark ages. The S10s, S7s, Samsung S6, S8, S9s, 10s. When the Note phones first came on the scene, the Note phones were the first with the styluses before the Ultras and these S22s, S20s. I know you guys probably have never heard of the S10s and the S20. Those were the Ultras. Those are the ones that first came with the pens, the styluses. So that's why I'm saying that if you've never heard of these phones, then it's probably because these were the main flagship phones of the day. These were the phones of those days. I don't know how to describe it. These were the phones that brought the styluses alive to Samsung, because there was no other phone that had a stylus except for the S10. The S20, I think the S20 Ultra, and when 5G was still coming through, all this stuff. So this is what I mean by the heydays. Let's see. I've got this one. I don't like having the same thing all over the place. So what I'm saying is, the first Samsung phone that brought the stylus was the S10, I think. No, sorry, the Note 10. I don't know why I'm calling it the S10. The Note 10, the Note 20. Sorry, I completely forgot. What are these things? Do you know what they do? What are those? I've used them. I have used it, but it's never served a purpose. You know what I mean? Because I got it last time, it didn't serve any purpose at all. So basically the Note 10, Note 20, oh no, sorry, the Note 9. Actually, the Note 8, I think there was a Note 8. Was it the S8? No, the Note 8 was the one that brought, that's the one that actually brought, the Note 9 brought the stylus. The stylus was kept in the phone. The Note 10, Note 20, and then the 20 Ultra. And that was back in the day, because when I say back in the day, I'm actually talking about how do you change these logo things? because I keep using them. Well, not using them, but I keep like having them, and then I don't know how to change them. So what I'm saying is basically, the Note 9, I think it was Note 8, brought the splitting of the screen. Like you could use multitasking on the Note 8. It was a very long phone. The S8 was popular because of the way the curves on the come on, I want to jump off. Damn, just getting shot here, and I'm trying to jump off, and it just keeps letting me slide. I'm like, I don't want to slide. I'm getting shot here. Right. So basically, the S8 was popular because of the curved screen, and I think it was the first to bring the OLED screens and all that stuff. I need somewhere to hide and to heal. Right, so it was the first phones in the world, like the S6 Edge, S7. Those were the first with right, I've healed. Someone's coming. Yeah, don't know where the person is. Someone's running around. Right, so the S8 was popular because of the curved screen. It was the first Samsung to come with OLED, and I'm trying to remember facts about the phones, Anyway, the S8 was popular back in the day because of the curved screen. The curved screen was very nice, and it was one of the first phones in the world that used OLED displays. So that's why it was popular. And then there was the Note. There was the Note. I'm trying to remember. The Note 8 brought multitasking, and then after that, the Note 8 brought multitasking. Like you could divide the screen into two halves, and then after that you would get. There's this person. Someone's around here. The inside. Right, the Note 8 would bring multitasking. You could divide the screen into two halves on the display. So that was the first phone that could actually do that, like properly. Like you could use two apps on the one screen. That was the Note 8. Note 9 brought more functions for the pen. I think back in the day it wasn't called the S Pen. I think it was just a pen that you had on your Note 9 and Note 10, sorry, Note 8, Note 9, Note 10, then Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. And that was the last of the Note series. And then they introduced the S series, the S20, S21, S22, S23, S24, S25, all the Ultras with the styluses and the pens. The S Pen and all that stuff with the extra features. Now you know the history of Samsung. They made a lot of changes. They brought a lot of things. Damn, the guy jumped on the roof. He's clever. You see that? He jumped on the roof. I couldn't see him. I was like, where are you, bro? Where are you? He jumped on the roof. I can't see you, bro. Broski, I can't see you. He jumped on the roof. I was like, damn, man, you're slick. You're quite slick. Oh my God, come on. Let me help my broski. Damn, let me get this guy. Yes, I got him. I got him. These bullets are like infinite. These are lasers, isn't it? Star Wars types. Damn. Right, so basically, I'm sorry I went off with a bit of the history of Samsung, but I've had the S6 Edge, I've had the Note 8, I had the Note, no, not Note, I had the Note 8, not Note 9 or 10 or 20 Ultra. I never had any of the Series S phones, the S's, the S20s upwards. I've never had any one of those, but I've had the Fold ones. I've had the Folds 4, 5, and 6. Damn. I've had the 4, 5, and 6. The 4, like I said, was the cream one, the cream color. Then the 5, the 4 was the cream color. The 5 was the blue one. I don't know what the color is called, but it was blue. And then the 6 was the one I liked the most because, well, I didn't like it based on the features, I like the color of the phone. It was pink. It stands out. You know when you've got the pink Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, the pink. I'm talking about the pink version, not the others, not the black one and the blue one, and I don't know what other color you get on the Z Fold. I'm talking about particularly the Z Folds. Wow, I got both of them. Lovely. I'm talking. Ah, look at that. He got me with the guy is sitting on top of the thing. Damn. I think he landed and then he got out and shot me. Okay. Let me follow him. I want to see if I can destroy his craft. Look at him. Wow, well, he crashed anyway. He's gone. He's a goner. Right. So, what I'm particularly saying here is. No. What's up? So what I'm saying in particular here is that I've had the Z Folds were a recent phone that I had that I liked. I like the Z Fold 5, the 6. I like the pink. It stands out a lot. It's the only one that stands out. But what I didn't like about the 6 is that despite it being square, it was kind of short. It's got a shorter display than the 5. The 5 does have more edge panels than the 6. The only thing nice about the 6 is the square design, and the pink one is the only one that stands out. If you got the other colors, they do not stand out as much as the pink. The pink, no matter if it's in a display, especially a transparent display, if it's not in the case and you're holding the phone, it stands out. Everybody will look at you with that phone. It's just a beautiful phone. I know I'm saying the color pink, but if you're holding the pink Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, everyone will look at you. It's that beautiful. It's a beautiful phone. The pink one. I'm talking about the pink. I don't know about the black one or the others. Anyway, the Z Fold 5 that I've got is black. I did buy a pigeon case for it. I think it's called a 10p case. But I'm yet to actually. I haven't seen the Z Fold 7 yet, but I've heard that it's slimmer. It's gonna be bigger. It's got a 8.2, I think, or 8-inch screen. You know when it opens. So, and I've heard something about a built-in stylus. So I don't know if that's true. So my whole point is that I do not know about the Z Fold 7 as such, but I do know it's coming out soon, and it should be coming out next month in June. And I can't wait to see the futures of the Z Fold 7 because it is one phone that I've been looking forward to. Despite the fact that I am not yet in the mood of buying it. I'm not saying I'm definitely buying it, but what I'm saying is I know when it comes out, it's going to be so expensive to buy, though it will be pointless for me to speculate on buying it. I do not want to say, oh, I'll definitely get it. It's $2,000 for a phone. Oh, I'm gonna buy it. No. The thing is, the Z Fold 5 is doing everything I want it to do. It might not have all the big screen and everything, but it's doing what I want it to do. Will I upgrade to the Z Fold 7? The issue with these phones is that when you do trade them in, they need to be at a certain condition for Samsung to actually consider them worth as trade-ins, because the value is not dependent on the phone. Like you could have a Z Fold 3 and your Z Fold 3 could actually be worth more than my Z Fold 5. Now I know you're probably saying, well, that's impossible. Well, it's not impossible, because if your phone is boxed in really good condition, like no scratches on the screen, no dents on it, this is a perfectly well looked after phone, your phone will be valued more at a higher cost price than mine. You see, so this is how they rate the phones when it comes to trade-ins. Is it boxed? Is it still under the warranty? Have you looked after it? Because they're going to test all these things. They're not just going to give you the phone and say, oh yeah, you know, there the phone is. You can take it and you can swap it in. Here's a good $500. You still need to pay $1,500. No, they're going to want to test that phone. And the way they test it is quite vigorous. They're going to test it for video. Does it charge? How long does it take to charge up? Is the fast charging working on it? Notifications? How is the screen sensitivity on it? Is it good? Is it bad? You know what I mean? That's the price range. And I'm going to tell you, despite the fact that it's under warranty, it appears to be well looked after, but the sensitivity on the screen isn't good. And you know yourself that, yeah, it's not that great. Then you're not looking at 500, are you? They're going to really devalue your phone. They're going to be like, this is worth $300. You still need to pay $1,700. And you're thinking, my Z Fold 3 might be old, but it does everything I want it to do. You see what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't place value on what is new unless what is new can do better than what my phone can do. If this phone can definitely be an asset to me, like when I say asset, it is going to provide me with everything that I wanted to do. Like it's going to multitask, it's going to connect to every Bluetooth device. It's fully updatable. Obviously, it's a new phone. It connects to any wireless device. It's capable of outputting 4K resolutions on DEX or something. It's gonna do more than the general capacity of the regular phone. Then yes, of course. Then I'm definitely going to want to have that phone. You know what I mean? But I simply do not want to buy a phone based on the fact that it's new, because I did that mistake with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, and I sold my Z Fold 5, which was a perfect phone. There was nothing wrong with my Z Fold 5, nothing at all. I enjoyed the Z Fold 5. I loved that phone. That's why I am saying that I deeply regretted selling it after I bought the Z Folds. I thought it was an enemy. What a mistake. But there is an enemy somewhere around here. Someone's shooting me. So basically what I'm saying is, after I saw my Z Fold 5, I got the pink. Fortunately, I got the pink Z Fold 6. And it grew on me because I just ended up liking it. But despite liking it, despite the fact that I ended up liking the color of the Z Fold 6, I still regretted buying it, because I just remembered that I had so many apps that worked with Bluetooth and wireless debugging, with the USB debugging, if you enable that I was so annoyed that the apps that I used to map these type of controllers, to play PUBG on the go on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, I could no longer do on the 6. It simply wouldn't connect to a Bluetooth controller. It wouldn't allow mapping, nothing. I had to use a DualSense controller, which is quite difficult to map, especially if you want to map it out on an Android device, like a phone or something. Fine, if you're using a Odin device or this type of console type, maybe that's different. But I'm talking about a phone. It's very difficult to find a mapping app that will support the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. You're just basically stuck with the controller. Fortunately, the Z Fold does work. The 6 worked with the DualSense controller fantastically. It just connects. It works perfectly. There was no need for mapping. But certain games like PUBG, I could now no longer play the game as a direct result that I could not map the controller. So despite the DualSense controller working fantastically with the Z Fold 6 with every game I tested on it, like Warzone Mobile, Call of Duty, when it came to PUBG, nothing worked. It didn't matter if it was DualSense or what, because that game does require some mapping. You do need to map your controls for that game. There's a lot going on in PUBG. It's not just shooting and stuff. You can peek, you can do that. You can do the peeking thing where you kind of bend like this, PUBG. You can also change the sights of your weapons. You can also change the burst and the auto, full auto, whatever you call it, the shooting range thing. You can change that. You can change the sniping mode. You can change to first person view. There's a lot going on PUBG Mobile. And if you are someone who plays PUBG Mobile, then you know what I'm saying is true. There's so much you can do on PUBG Mobile that you cannot do on these basic devices. Oh my words. Yes, yes, we got him. Wait, can I get that thing? Oh, come on. It's gonna fix itself. Oh wow. I might not have enough time. Let's see if I can. I wanted to fly in it. Unfortunately not. There's a lot you can do on PUBG Mobile. A lot. You can change from third-person view to first-person view. You can change your sights on your weapons. You can change the burst mode to the full auto to single, the single bullet thing, depending on the weapon you have. There's a lot you can do with PUBG Mobile, and I lost all of that when I got the Z Fold 6. So I was so pissed because I paid $1,100 for that pink Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. Fortunately, the color grew on me, but at first it was so annoying because I could not play PUBG anymore. I could not talk about the game anymore. I couldn't make any YouTube videos about it. I couldn't tell people, this is how you map it. This is what you do with it. Nothing. Because the Z Fold 6, despite having the USB debugging, does not work well with wireless debugging, especially if you're using Bluetooth controllers for mapping. It didn't work for me. Maybe there's something I did. Maybe there's something I didn't understand. I don't know. I'm just simply saying when it came to me using it, there was so much I could not do. And that's why I wish I never got it. I mean, apart from this Z Fold 5 that I had. The Z Fold 5 was perfect, a perfect phone. I mapped the controllers. I had the games the way I wanted. I thought getting the Z Fold 6 would just be a step up. Like it would just be like a step up, you know. Damn it! The guy is running around. Come on, come on, come on! He's running around. I couldn't get him. What I'm saying is, when I upgraded from the Z Fold 5 to the 6, I thought it was just a game changer. I thought I was gonna get a better device. Instead, I lost everything. I lost mapping. I couldn't map my gamepads anymore. I couldn't map. I had the wide controllers. I had other, like those Logitech type of controls. I had all that stuff. Now I couldn't. Ow! I simply could not. I'm gonna die here. I don't have anything for healing. Right, so I simply could not map the control anymore. So that I found annoying because I lost so much when I saw my Z Fold 5. I just deeply regretted doing it. And I paid $1,000 for a phone that didn't support wireless debugging. When I say it didn't support wireless, I'm talking about Bluetooth mapping game, like external game devices. Unless you have a DualSense controller, then you're okay. You don't need to map that thing. It'll work. But if you want to map, then I don't know if they've changed it. My God, someone's shooting me, man. This is coming from. Okay, I can see where the dude is, but it seems like I need to go lower. I need to go around, actually. But even up here, it's going to be an issue because definitely... Yes! You see, I got him right between the eyes. He was looking up and I was like, good, nice one. Thank you so much. Thank you for dropping in. I will be your friend. And goodbye. Type of situation. I mean, I deeply regretted selling my Z Fold 5. I did. I never forgave myself for selling it. I was just like, why? Why? You know that song, Why? You buy something thinking it's better, and you buy it and realize it's worse than it's not as good as you thought. Yeah, I'm not saying it was a bad phone. The Z Fold 6 by no means was a bad phone. Trust me, it wasn't a bad phone. But it certainly was not the best phone. You understand? It wasn't what I wanted. Right, guys, that's Fortnite. That's Xbox Cloud Gaming. and that's all coming from the Z Fold 5 over there, connected with one USB cable, and yes, it's charging the Z Fold 5. Yes. It's not just the AOC gaming monitor that's connected. We do have a VX4 premium wired controller. Looks like a DualShock controller that's actually attached to the dock. The ADC, oh no, is it ADC? Oh yeah, ADX gaming RGB mouse, gaming mouse, also connected to this this setup, and also this mini keypad, also connected. The yellow light just says it needs to be set up, but Samsung does state you need to go into settings and then set this up, and it will work. Right. That I will have to do later. And if you're wondering where the sound was coming from, the lovely sound is coming from the Polaroid P1, which is actually a Bluetooth speaker that's got this rocker here. You can also connect via Bluetooth. It does have the 3.5 millimeter jack there and the USB-C cable. And this is a Bluetooth speaker. This is where the sound is coming from. And all of this is Bluetooth basically connected to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. I was able to upgrade my phone by just simply swapping out one of my SIM cards to a network provider that did support the update to Android 15, and it was updated just by swapping the SIM card to a network that provided the update. Once it updates, you remove the SIM card, put back your original SIM card, and Android does not revert it back to the earlier Android 14. It stays on Android 15, so don't worry. Just remove the SIM card that helped you to update your phone. That's it. That's how easy it is to update your Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, 4, 5, or 6. Thank you for watching.